Hello everyone, welcome to This Day. It is Tuesday, May 6th. I hope everyone had a great Cinco de Mayo. I'm your host, Bree Cox Kennedy, and on today's show we have Pacific Financial Planners with Jerry Schlutzowitz. He's going to be telling us how we can successfully navigate retirement in these uncertain times. And then later in the show we have Fit Brain Club with Mary Grace Carpenter. And she's going to be telling us about driving and memory loss, and maybe those two don't exactly go together, but we'll find out some more information from her. But first, folks, we want to keep you informed about some road closures. Laguna Hills Memorial Half Marathon will take place on Monday, May 26th. So there's going to be a lot of runners out there competing in the City of Laguna Hills Memorial Day Half Marathon. Sounds super exciting. Might be fun to get out there and watch if you're not going to participate. But the race will start in Laguna Hills. So the streets surrounding the mall and the Saddleback Memorial Medical Center will all be closed pretty early in the morning from 5 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. So it should be nice and clear by the time the day gets going. For more information on the Memorial Day race-related road closures in the city of Laguna Hills, go to lagunawoodsvillage.com and click on the news. Let's take a look at our 5-day forecast. Through the week, we can expect a pleasant blend of spring sunshine and cool coastal breezes. Temperatures will increase between today and Saturday as the sunshine returns. You know I'm excited about that. With clear skies and highs rebounding into the high 70s. Sunrise this morning was at 5:57 a.m. Sunset will be at 7:38 p.m. What a fun photo. Looks like a mural painted on the side of a building. Hope Bullock can confirm that for us. She sent this photo in from Old Town San Diego. Thank you so much, Hope. Loving all your photos that are coming in. Keep them coming. If you'd like to email those to us, please do so at lagunawoodsvillagetv@gmail.com. Please send us your name, where the photo is taken from, and in a horizontal format, please. You can get really creative, just like Hope did. Next up, we've got a meeting to tell you about, and then after the break, Pacific Financial Planners. Stay with us.
Hi, my name is Annette, owner of Window Jazz. We're here in Laguna Woods, replacing old windows with new, energy-efficient, state-of-the-art products. We're here with our installation team, upgrading old windows to make this property feel new and beautiful. New replacement windows and doors will make a major impact on the appearance of this home. They'll increase the property value and save homeowners money by reducing energy costs while providing a comfortable indoor climate. Let Window Jazz do the same for you. Call us today for a free consultation.
Community Bridge Builders and the African American Heritage Club proudly present The Spirit of Harriet Tubman, Saturday, May 31st at 4 p.m. at the Laguna Woods Village Performing Arts Center. Tickets at the PAC box office, $20, $30, and $40. For more information, call Rebecca Gillard at 949-452-0464 or Willie Phillips at 310-877-2819. You don't want to miss this one.
All great healthcare organizations care, but the best dare to reach higher. At Hoag, we lead with life-saving clinical trials and advanced therapies. Our world-renowned specialists innovate with state-of-the-art technologies like virtual reality and robotics. Hoag is the #1 hospital in Orange County 4 years in a row. Now, more than ever, your healthcare choices matter. Choose Hoag.
Hi, welcome to Pacific Financial Planners. We focus on income replacement for your retirement. We have over 3 decades of professional money management experience. We personalize a plan that's right for you and your family. You only get one shot at retirement. Don't you think you better get it right? So give us a call for your free consultation. We can do this over the phone, via Zoom, or in person.
And welcome back to the show. We've got Jerry Schlutzwitz here with Pacific Financial Planning. He's got a lot of important topics to talk to us about. But first of all, we want to successfully navigate retirement in an uncertain time. You, Jerry, are the one to tell us all about it. Welcome back to the show.
Well, thanks for having me, Bree. Yeah, it is an interesting time we live in. A lot of uncertainty, but more, talk than actual uncertain times yet. Those tariffs were kind of pushed back a little bit, and they're still pending, and that could still cause some problems out there. But in anticipation of the problems, we've seen a lot of volatility. And it really doesn't have to be that way,
Right.
especially for seniors. If you've won the game of life, if you've got enough money, why expose yourself to risk? So there's ways to reallocate and take advantage of these times and potentially make sure that you have a successful retirement versus making some mistake and running out of money because of bad markets and bad policies.
So Jerry, we haven't seen the situation as we are currently facing with the tariffs, but I think, you've got the dishwater has to get dirty before it gets clean. So we've always seen a lot of volatility in the markets. Why do you think people are so seasick from what's happening now?
Well, again, you're right. These type of times have happened over the years and over the decades, and typically once or even twice a decade you have this type of situation. However, this has really been different. We had COVID in the year 2000 where the market dropped about 37%. And then it recovered. And then 2022, we had the high inflation years, 10% inflation. The war started in Ukraine. The market dropped about 27%. I'm talking the S&P 500, the big benchmark index. And now this time we saw the S&P drop around 21%, the NASDAQ 26%. 20% or greater is called a correction. We've had 3 corrections in 5 years. So to your point, there is a chance that this can work out really well because we've seen almost an unprecedented amount of volatility in a short amount of time, trying to, maybe put the ship in a new direction. So it really comes down to making sure that our listeners, our viewers, have the right portfolio structure. If you're building a house, you want to have a good foundation.
Absolutely.
If you're retired, you want to make sure that you have the income that you need. It's all about having income and risk management and making sure that you're not taking big losses.
So
That's really what it comes
Let's
down
talk
to.
about that risk management. What are the building blocks of retirement?
Well, it basically comes down to what I call the 3 pillars, okay? And that's number 1 is income. Everything's about income. See, if you give up your job and you're not getting paid anymore, what do you need? Well, you need income. Well, where are you going to get it? Well, Social Security, of course. Some people have pensions. A lot of people don't. It's a more and more modern thing. I mean, I don't know about you, but I won't have a pension.
Oh, no way.
So it comes down to your own savings. So your own savings has got to do this mind shift from growing the money to creating enough income. If you need, let's say, $6,500 a month, you're getting $3,000 Social Security, no pension, you got to get $3,500 a month. It's over $40,000 a year. So that you could reduce your portfolio by $40,000, or you can create income.
Right.
And there's things that offer safe income, things like treasuries, banks, bonds, insurance companies. Those are your basic things. Obviously, taxes are a concern, but not losing money and having some sort of risk management plan in place is also really important, because if you go through these big drops and you're taking 20% losses along the way and still drawing income off of it, you're really not recovering all the way. You're always kind of stair-stepping down. And that's what's really been tough for a lot of the seniors, is they're actually losing money over that 3 big drops in 5 years.
Do you, in your anticipation, do you foresee that this is going to be leveling out and then on the upswing again? Or is that yet to be determined?
Well, how bad it gets before it levels out and goes better is the question, Bree, because do I think that things recover? I think they always recover. Saner heads prevail. Globally, nobody wants war. Nobody wants these tariff, wars, because it's an economic war. And eventually it'll work out. It's just that we've had a 20% correction that's been rebounded. Probably about half of that's come back now. Or does it go down 40%? It's like, is there more to come? And that kind of depends on the policies that come out. But eventually, yeah, I think it's going to turn around. Look, oil prices are significantly lower, which means we're going to see lower prices at the pumps, which means we're going to see lower prices in everything we buy, like groceries, because of distribution costs that are transported from the farms to the warehouses, to the distribution centers, to the stores. That all involves gas costs. So if gas costs go down, cost of everything goes down. So we're going to start seeing that as well. Those are good things. If they can navigate some of this tariff stuff, obviously I think we can have a full recovery. But that doesn't mean people should just hope and have that as their strategy. Hope is not a strategy. And that's what a lot of people in the village do, is they're hoping that it comes back, and they're not taking this as an opportunity that a professional would recommend, that they reevaluate your portfolio, especially after this little rebound. Take the time, get a second opinion, and make sure that you're adjusted for the income that you need and that your portfolio is set up to weather a negative storm. See, you and I could take risks because we're younger and working, but someone retired, maybe they have too much risk, and that's what I see every time I look at a portfolio of seniors here in the village. Now, some of them have too little risk. They're all in CDs and things like that. That's fine if that's what makes them feel comfortable, but a lot of people have too much stock and too much mutual funds where these things become very concerning to their welfare.
And you would never advise somebody to sell out of their stocks or mutual funds?
Well, not just to sell blanketly all of it, no.
Out of a
That's horrible
reactionary
idea.
response.
Yeah, no, you've got to do the risk management. You've got to look at it, and then you've got to make sure that your portfolio is aligned with your needs. And your needs are safe income. So what are you going to do to supplement the Social Security to give you the income you need? Now, some people, maybe 15, 20% of the viewers, maybe they have other resources, but probably 80, 85% of your viewers are depending on their own money to make that supplement. And they've got to make sure that it's coming from sources that are paying interest and dividends versus selling stock to create the income they need.
Let's talk about your formula, TR equals I plus G.
Yeah, total return is TR. And that's what people want. When they say, hey, I want to invest, usually they say I want to grow my money. But they're really they want return. So growth is buying a stock at $20 a share and selling it at $40 a share. But a $20 stock could also go to 10 and become a loss. Where with the I, that stands for income. And income is safer, it's more predictable. Those are things that pay dividends and interest. You go down and buy a T-bill, you get 4.5%. Guess what? You get all your money back, it's guaranteed, and you're collecting a 4.5% income. Now, maybe that's not enough, but there's companies out there like an AT&T and other stocks out there and REITs that are paying 6 or even 8% dividends. So they could get that. That's predictable, and therefore it makes it safer than growth. When you retire, you've got to kind of do this mind shift from growing to save for your retirement when you're 20, 30, 40, 50 years old, to drawing from your retirement. It's kind of going back down the backside of the mountain, which can be more scary than going up because there's cliffs. You don't want to fall off a market cliff.
Not at all, not at all. Jerry, why do you think that this information isn't taught, to junior high school age children,
College,
so that
yeah.
college all the way through, so that when you get to this age, you're not having to have these difficult conversations and being in a vulnerable position as to what do I do?
Yeah, Bree, it's not from lack of trying. I've taught junior achievement at different high schools. I taught at UCI a couple of classes over there, but it was always someone bringing me in for like a class or two.
Right.
This stuff should be taught starting in the high school level. I agree with you, and through college. It's just common sense investing. People ask me all the time, our viewers are already there, but how do I get rich? How do I, get wealthy? And it's spend less than you earn. It's a very simple thing. You've got to control your spending. So it's just like now, the seniors got to know what they spend, and it's very easy. These aren't hard calculations. I can help anyone out there who wants help. And then they've got to make sure that there's income coming in to cover that. Then whatever they do with the rest of their money, sure, they could take risks, put it in the market. They could do whatever they want. But that way there won't be concern when we have these economic environments.
Right, right.
But we do the financial forum, and that's really what it is. I did radio for almost 20 years here in Southern California. It was all financial education.
Is that why your voice sounds I'm kidding. So yes, let's talk about your financial forum club. You do meet every month.
Yeah, Clubhouse 7, second Thursday of the month, so that's this Thursday, the 8th, 3 to 5 p.m. Anyone can come in. It's not a formal club. It is, we call it a forum because it's a group discussion. I was doing these in Corona Del Mar at their senior center, the Oasis, for over 25 years. And so, we're doing it here in the village as well. And we pick a different topic. Obviously, we're talking about what we just talked about here.
Right,
What's
right.
the tariffs, market cycles, avoiding the common mistakes, and then smart diversification. And I don't mean small companies and foreign companies. I'm talking about how much should be at risk versus no risk based on your age and risk tolerance.
Okay. Always great to have you on the show, Jerry. Thank you for coming.
Well, thank you, Bree, for having me.
Thanks. Coming up next, we have Fit Brain Club. Stay with us.
Seniors fear running out of money more than death itself, and the number one mistake you can make is underestimating volatility, which can derail your retirement. For 35 years now, I've coached seniors to financial independence by using 2 simple rules. Never take big losses and create income along the way. It's your financial future. Call now to get a free risk analysis to ensure your investments are protected, and we'll send you our Safer Money System, 949-219-0692.
Technology is always moving forward, and sometimes we need to move with it. If you're a resident of Laguna Woods Village still using a ComLine or FEA email address, it might be time to make the switch. Services like Gmail offer more flexibility and convenience. Access your emails anytime, anywhere, whether you're on your phone, laptop, or tablet. Stay connected no matter where life takes you. Make the switch today and keep your inbox at your fingertips.
We promise to meet you with an open heart and curious mind. To never have the answers before we've heard your story. Because you are not everyone else, and healthcare is not one size fits all. Highest performing hospital, top ranked physicians, 50 convenient locations, right here in Orange County. You, empowered by Hogue.
We all have the power to shape the world. We're connected to the world we share, to each other. I am Future. I wait in the world of Echo.
Echo, the spectacular new show by Cirque du Soleil, opens May 23rd under the Big Top at Laguna Hills Mall. Tickets at cirquedusoleil.com.
The world is yours to create.
Echo thanks its official partner, Air Canada.
Welcome back to the show. If you're worried about memory loss and driving, how it may affect it, our next guest is Mary Grace Carpenter with Fit Brain Club. She's going to be telling us about her next event.
Yes.
And her speaker and driving and memory concerns. Welcome to the show, Grace.
Thank you, Bree. We're very
Nice to have
excited
you
to
back.
welcome back Debbie Ricker. She's come the past 2 years. She has 47 years as an occupational therapist, and all of the recent years have been as a driving instructor. She's licensed and registered with the DMV. So when people come to her, she gives them a driving assessment and takes them out for a drive, and then that's part of the assessment. And then the DMV will accept her assessment if the person's license is in question. So there are many people who come to our meeting on a monthly basis, and they'll say, usually it's women, how do I get my husband to stop driving? And so there are signs. Debbie's going to talk about the connection of memory and safe driving. And so one of the signs is they'll think they can keep on driving because that long-term and rote memory is there. But all of a sudden, if there's, like we've had all this construction on Paseo de Valencia, on Aliso Creek Road, if they run into something like that, where like it happened to me one day, and I thought, wow, if I had cognitive decline, I would have panicked. But just as I was going through the lane to turn left into the big center there, the man is deciding to block off the city, to block off this lane. So he puts up a barrier right in front of me, and I'm in the lane to turn that we are not going
that he's now blocking.
And I said, I put my hands up. What am I going to do? And he says, and it goes back. And I had to back all the way out of the lane because they were just going to close. But I was the last car, and
So
they didn't let me
you through.
They should have but they didn't. Now, if that happens to somebody with cognitive decline, that is a red flag.
Right.
They can't make the quick decisions. They think they can drive forever because of that. The most serious and most recent one that we dealt with, and it took a long time to get someone of Debbie's expertise because this friend was 100 years old.
Still driving.
And the red flags were minor accidents. And then there was a major accident where he drove through the wall of the garage and still wasn't listening, okay? So we have to come up with a strategy, and that's what Debbie's going to talk about at the meeting. Strategies when your loved ones, you can't talk to them, you can't convince them, but when they have a professional with her experience and expertise, she can help us, because I went through it with my husband with dementia. And, they'll say, let me do the golf cart and whatever. And then something happens. And so.
Is it more so that, Grace, it takes away the independence of the
It's
person?
their last, right. They're holding on to that. And that's their biggest one.
It's a huge concern.
Oh, they can't believe it and cannot accept it. So it doesn't become logical anymore. And so the drastic measures that were used with this gentleman were, I said to his partner, you're going to have to tell him you're going to leave him. And she did. She said, I've tried everything, and I'm just not going to be able to be with you because there's too many accidents. This is too serious.
It puts other lives in danger.
Yes. I mean, yeah.
And not even just the old age and the dementia setting in, but it's also the types of medications that people are on.
Oh, yes.
I did that. I made that mistake one time with my mom, who was insistent.
Yes, yes.
And I know how stubborn
Yes.
they can be.
Yes.
And she almost caused a 3-car accident, and I said, you are not even driving back home.
Yep.
And she just wanted to spin around the block.
Of course.
One last spin around the block,
Yes.
which it was.
Yes.
But it almost was for me as well.
That's
So
right.
it's just not worth it.
Right. And our children, if it's like with my husband, I remember the last one was he was holding on to driving with the golf cart, and it was too dangerous. He was having accidents, whatever. So she actually had a feign that he broke her arm when she reached over to get the keys away, and he tried to get her. She said, "Oh, you broke my arm," and bam, she quick got the keys. But you have to do things like that to
Drastic measures.
right. We don't want anybody to have to do that.
Hopefully everybody can go to the Driving and Memory Concerns Talk with Debbie Ricker, May 12th.
We hope so.
Thank you so much for being here, Grace.
thank
Such
you.
an important topic.
Thank you so much, Bree, for giving us this time.
We'll be back after these messages. Stay with us.
What would it feel like to hear better? Many people are trapped in the isolation of poor hearing and don't realize it. Even people that are wearing other hearing aids. They only know the way they hear, not how much better they could be hearing. We've taken patients that were hearing 24% of conversations and improved them to 92%. A life-changing difference. Put on these hearing aids and hear better, automatically. No buttons to push or technology to fear. Artificial intelligence and these products do all the work. Don't settle for less. And remember, tell them Stuart sent you.
Discover the art of beauty with Noble Art Aesthetics in Laguna Hills. Led by Nita Mansour, a board-certified physician assistant and master injector since 2012. We enhance your natural beauty with precision and care, offering Botox, fillers, microneedling, skincare, and other anti-aging treatments. Every service helps you feel and look your best. Want luxury at your doorstep? We even offer mobile services and Botox parties. Give us a call today to start your journey to natural, beautiful results.
Welcome to LA Carpet, Kitchen, Bath, and more. Your all-in-one solution for your home remodeling needs.
From kitchens to baths, carpets to hardwood, we help shape every corner of your home.
Every home has a unique story. At LA Carpet, we collaborate with you, ensuring your story unfolds just the way you envision, with complete price transparency from start to finish. Contact us today for a complimentary in-home estimate. Your dream home is just one phone call away.
All right, folks, welcome back to the show. We won't be here on this day, but we are excited to show you 3 of the Village Television Memorial Day movies. That will take place Monday, May 26th. Alika and the Bee at 9 a.m., Bullet with Steve McQueen at noon, and Walter Matthau and Koch at 4 p.m. It's supposed to be sunny, but if you want to stay inside and watch movies, there you go. Let's take a look at our 5-day forecast. Again, we are in for some sunny, warm days ahead. I'm super excited about that. Today is going to be the lowest high in the temperatures in the next 5 days, reaching up to a high of 79 and sunny on Saturday. Just in time for the weekend, although I know the weekend doesn't apply to most of you folks here. Every day's your weekend. I love it. Tomorrow on this day, we have Amazing Hearing and the Theater Guild. So those will be fun conversations to have as long as you're here with us. But that's going to do it for this episode of This Day. And from all of us here, we wish yours a beautiful one.